Hi, I'm Maria. Welcome to my channel, and today we are going to talk about pet photography using your cell phone. Today our model will be Ansel, my dog, and I will be taking photos using my Pixel 2 phone. In this video I might talk more about dog photography, but that's because Ansel here is my model. But these tips can be applied to both dogs and cats. You can use cat toys, you can use cat treats on your cat, and sure, your cat might not be as responsive as a dog would, but hopefully these tips will help you. So in my free time, I volunteer for a local animal rescue where I help photograph adoptable dogs and cats. A good picture can go a long way in helping an adoptable dog and cat get adopted, and it can also go a long way in helping grow your pet's Instagram if that's what you're after. So before we really dive deep into it, the first thing I would recommend is that you look at your phone and acknowledge that this thing right here can get really dirty. So I recommend before we get started that you clean this. You can use a lens cleaner that you would use for your glasses and just give it a nice wipe down. This thing gets fingerprints, it gets lint on it, it gets dust. And these are the things that keep your pictures from being as bright or as crisp as it can be. Even though it might seem clean, it's always a good idea to clean it before you start a photo shoot. One of the first tips I'd like to start out with is the importance of taking lots of photos. Keep pressing that shutter button and eventually you're going to get a great photo. Make sure that you have enough space on your phone so that you can fit all of the photos, because the more photos you take, the more likely it is that you're going to get a good one. Another tip I have is to not feed your pet right before a photo shoot. We all know what a food coma feels like, and your pets feel it too. You don't want your pet to be tired. You want your pet to be bright, alert, and happy. And you can use treats as a motivator to keep your pet engaged. So in this case, Ansel hasn't had dinner yet, and I will be using treats throughout the video to help keep his attention. Other things that you can use to keep your pet's attention are squeaky toys like this one. And he really likes this one, so that helps. We can also use treats, as I mentioned, and I highly recommend using a treat pouch. Where's my treat pouch? And a treat pouch, because if you can clip this on your pants or shorts, whatever, and put treats inside, then you can just stick your hand in there and easily access a treat to give your dog. Good boy. During your pet photo shoot, it's important to keep your pet happy. It's better to keep the sessions short and maybe come back to it later. If you notice that your dog or your cat is becoming frustrated with you, if they're becoming annoyed, if they're panting, mouth breathing, or if they keep walking away, then it's important to maybe just end the session and keep it a positive experience. You can always go back to it later. Another recommendation that I have is to make sure that your dog is looking clean and presentable. So before you start your photo session, take a quick look at your dog. Like, are their eyes crusty? Is their face clean? And this also applies to cats. But these are things that should be addressed before the photo is taken, not after. You never know when your pet will do something cute. So if you have an iPhone, you can set your phone to easily open your camera without unlocking your phone, and that way you can always be ready with your camera to take a picture of your pet when they're doing something cute. Now I have my dog, I have my phone, I have a squeaky toy, and I have a treat bag. So my final suggestion is before you start, have all of the props and toys that you will need already with you and ready so that you can use them and you don't have to wander off to go find them. Because once your dog is done with the photo shoot, then he's done. Having all of the things ready really helps save you time and effort. And with that in mind, let's get started on our photo shoot. It's always important to be aware of your surroundings, and photography is no exception to this rule. If you are taking photos at home, make sure that your background is clean and presentable. Although you might get used to looking at your home and your belongings, the background of a photo is just as important as the foreground. In my case, sometimes clean laundry will pile up on the couch and I'll get used to looking at it. Unfortunately, for everyone else who's not used to seeing my clean laundry, it'll just be a distraction. But my pictures can be drastically improved if I take the laundry pile off the couch before taking a photo. As you can see, even my dog looks happier now that there is no laundry on the couch. Eyes are the windows to the soul, so it shouldn't be surprising that your pictures can be drastically improved if your pet keeps eye contact with the camera. Are you the best boy ever? Are you the best boy? You can use a squeaky toy, make noises, or you can even sing to your pet to keep their attention. Pictures of your pet looking up at you can be really cute, but you can also add more variety to your photos by getting down on their level. If you struggle with knee discomfort, you can use something cushiony like a knee pad or a towel to keep yourself comfortable while you're on the ground. If you find that your pet is walking away or losing interest the second you pull out your camera, it might be because the phone is acting as a barrier between both of your faces. You can try turning your phone upside down to have the camera lowered and away from your face. This makes it so that you can continue to take pictures while maintaining eye contact with your pet. Using this technique works for me about half of the time, and sometimes it doesn't work, but you can try it out and see what you think. My next suggestion is trying to take pictures using portrait mode. Whether you have an iPhone or an Android device, more than likely your phone has portrait mode. Portrait mode will give you a nice blurry background while keeping your pet in focus. You can use portrait mode on your phone by selecting it on your camera settings before you take the picture. Another fun thing that you can try while you are on the ground with your pet is slow motion videos. Generally, any video that you intend to share on the internet should be taken horizontally in landscape mode. To record a slow motion video on your phone, you will have to select that option on your camera settings before taking the video. Although it's true that if you take lots of photos, eventually you'll get a good one, that's not really that true when you're working with poor lighting. Generally, you should avoid taking pictures in direct sunlight because this will cause some harsh shadows on your pet's face. Even if the lighting only seems harsh on one side of the picture, this can cause some hazy effects. Instead, it's a better idea to take photos in diffused lighting. If you're taking pictures of your pets outside, you can find diffused lighting by moving to the shade. If you're taking pictures inside, you can use a window in the daytime as a source for natural diffused lighting. If you do this, make sure that the window is behind you and your pet is in front of you while you're taking the photo. You should avoid taking pictures of your pets while facing a window in the daytime. Unless you're purposely trying to overexpose a picture, you will probably end up with your pet looking very dark against a very bright background. Also, on the subject of lighting, you can click on your pet's face on the phone screen to lock your exposure. One way to make photos of your pets appear more lively is by making sure that there is always light coming from behind you, so that you can see the light reflected in your pet's eyes. The eye reflections are known as a catch light, and they add more emotion and depth to your photos. After taking photos on your phone, you can use editing applications such as the free app Lightroom to make quick edits to your photos. If you are interested in a video about how to edit your photos in Lightroom, please let me know in the comments below and I can definitely make that happen. With practice and a little bit of luck, pet photography can be a very rewarding experience, and it can be a bonding experience between you and your pet. It is also a great opportunity for practicing some basic training skills. If you found this video to be helpful, please be sure to give it a thumbs up so that I can continue to help other people as well. If you'd like to see more content from me, please be sure to click the subscribe button if you haven't already, and click on the notification bell. Thank you for watching my video. I hope that you and your pet have a wonderful day and that you have many photo sessions in your future.